Yeah, so I got this vanilla Pepsi, and I was like, man, this should taste really good in alcohol. It's okay. I was like, man, I was hoping for a lot more. There was, it was vanilla Admiral Nelson that I got before, and I mixed it with Coke. I think it was Coke. It was either Coke or Pepsi, and that shit was awesome.
Draw your sword, knock your arrows, and ready your spellbook. It's time for another episode of The Gamesmen. What role will you play?
Evening, guys, gals, and girlies, and welcome to the first quarter quill of The Gamesmen. The Gamesmen are here to play roles, and I'm going to play the role of your host. I'm Amras89. And with me today, I got one person as always, and that is Mr. Hardlydan, Dan Knapman. How are you doing, sir?
Terrible. Absolutely freaking awful.
Damn your sickness.
My ears hurt.
For the wrong reason.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. I just want to go to bed.
Too bad.
So on that note...
Alright, guys, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your very short podcast of The Gamesmen. On behalf of Harley Dan, I am Amras. We're The Gamesmen. Until next time, we ask, Dan, what have you been playing?
Sorry.
Actually, before we do gaming, what have you been up to this last week?
Not a huge amount. Just feeling like utter crap, really. I haven't really been anywhere or done anything, so yay. Yeah, generally I've just been like lying on sofas, feeling like crap, and getting worse and worse. And watching Game of Thrones.
I love Game of Thrones, bitch.
Game of Thrones. Oh no, don't.
Anything else for you, or just dying?
Oh, just dying, really. I think, yeah.
The Steam Summer Sale has killed Dan by the end.
Yeah, I've got that Steam Sale lurgy.
I just want to say congratulations, Red Team. You and I are awesome. I contributed to about 25% of their profits. Yeah. I have done a lot of buying for people this week. And, Red Team, won 4 days in a row is insane. And I always made sure, I crafted so many badges over this week. I had more badges this week than, actually, you know what, I probably only crafted one badge before this summer sale, and I think they started badges last year. Something like that, I would think.
Well, you got some badges from the last few sales as well, so.
I'm talking about cards that you get
game.
from yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a lot, and I put $5 on my account or whatever, just to use for that, and I spent it all. Finally, I spent the rest of it today. But I was also selling cards and everything, and I made probably about $5 and just selling Steam cards off and trading with other people, and I made a good amount of badges. Got a couple emoticons and stuff, and backgrounds for my profile page. And there is maybe one I'll actually change my background finally. But nobody cares about that. But, bought a bunch of people games, and I listened to so many podcasts last week, and they're like, yeah, Amras89 got me this and got me that. A couple podcasts I gave them, everyone. And by the way, we were on Game Enthusiast podcast last week, and you should listen to that. I'll probably put a link in the show notes you can look at. And it was a lot of fun. There was live gifting of games. It was pretty awesome. I love those guys. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good fun. If it did end a lot later than I'm used to.
Yeah, you're up till like 5 in the morning. Because after the podcast, we're still up till like a half an hour later. And work was not fun. I actually didn't go into work early the next day. I went in at like normal starting time. Oh yeah, we went to the Carnegie Science Center and my brakes went out. Yeah, well, I was going through, or not intentionally trying to go through, but it was good nobody was in front of me because I went to stop at a red light and my car didn't stop. And I was like, fuck! And, yeah. Actually, it's funny because there are 2 red lights in a row, so I went through both of them, but dropped the car off today because they just fixed the car. Like, finally got the traction control lights out for the first time in forever, and apparently it was a sensor. And then going to Pittsburgh, one of the busiest areas, my brakes stopped working. Oh, man. So, and then whenever we went to leave there, I like pressed down on my brakes and it was holding pressure and everything. So we left and was cautious the whole time, but my brakes were fine then. So I don't know if something just kind of went amiss, but I'm going to have them look at it and fix whatever they fucked up. Yeah, that's it for me for this week. Dan, what have you been playing?
Yeah, a bit of Call of Juarez Gunslinger.
Juarez.
It's pretty fun. I haven't got that far into it, so I don't know too much about the story. But it starts off and you're this old chap talking to this kid, and he's asking you about your stories and stuff, and then you get to play through them, which is pretty cool. And the kid will say, "Oh, and this is when something happened," and he's like, "You play that section." He's like, "No, this is what actually happened," and then you play what actually happened. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it. I need to get back into it. It looks stunning. Stunning-ish. Really nice, anyway.
It's pretty old, right? It's a couple years old.
I think so, yeah. And yeah, it's just, great fun. Old West shootery game. I'm playing it on a hard setting, I think, and it still feels quite easy. So hopefully that'll ramp up a bit. But yeah, it's good.
Came out in 2007.
Oh, there we go.
Damn.
And it still looks good on PC. Yay. And so not a huge amount to say about that. I mean, but I need to play more of it. Castle Crashers again, haven't played much of that. Obviously, most people will know about that. Yeah, I had a little go. Played it for about half an hour or so. Got to the first boss. No, the second boss. Yeah, I'm on the second boss. And yeah, I'm kind of enjoying that. I like being able to unlock characters, different weapons, things like that. It's good fun, kind of side-scrolly, actiony, cut 'em up. Good fun.
I really love that game. Whenever I play it on 360, I want to play it soon with a bunch of other people. I still have 2 more codes to give away. But to correct myself, Gunslinger apparently is different, and it came out because I guess there's the Call of Juarez series, and this one came out in 2013, so that's probably why it looks a lot better. yeah, more than likely. I had a feeling it was newer than that, but in my befuddled state, I can't really. Yeah, I didn't type in Gunslinger, I just typed in Call of Juarez.
So yeah, other than that, bit of urban trial freestyle. It's basically sort of Trial's baby brother. It's pretty good. It looks all right. The handling's different enough to kind of make it feel like a completely different game.
It's really different because it's like the bike feels really heavy and it doesn't. It doesn't react so easily. Like you can basically hold down the trigger or whatever and just let it go because it doesn't really want to flip back on you too much. It will do it in certain areas, but like a lot of them, at the beginning, it seems like it'll do a wheelie at the very beginning, and then it just goes down.
It when you start upgrading it does start doing that.
Yeah, I upgraded a few bits.
Yeah.
Got second engine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good fun. It was like 69p or something on Steam, so I bought
You'd be
Gary
stupid
and Leah.
not to buy it.
Yeah. That's how I can just about afford that. Finished Blue Toad Murder Files. Discovered who all the murderers were. And yeah, the only letdown on that is it seems like you don't have to actually get anything right, and you can still progress through the game. And as there aren't any achievements on the Steam version, there's no real incentive to get it right apart from your own, smugness. But yeah, good fun, time waster. But probably not to most people's enjoyment, I guess. It's not exactly the fastest paced game on the face of the earth.
It's no Call of Duty.
No, that's very true. One game that is definitely faster is Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I've played a little bit more of that. I really need to sink a load more time of that because the story's just about to start picking up, and yeah, I've got to continue with that. It's good fun. I like it a lot. Very similar to Marlow Briggs, which obviously I've also been playing in gameplay style, and well, maybe not graphically the same, and not quite as funny. But yeah, Marlow Briggs, Enslaved, two kind of similar style games. Something that completely isn't the same is Papers, Please. I tried Gary's copy on Steam, and I suck at that.
I don't know what it's around.
I need to speed up.
That's you got to get really fast just looking back and forth at all the different stuff. And if something doesn't look right, you go into inspection mode, and it'll say I can't remember what it says,
but in the early part of the game, it doesn't actually tell you that you don't need to do that until later on. So you can speed up earlier on, and apparently you need to get about on average 11 through each day to be comfortably well off.
I didn't even notice that.
And of course, I've been playing Star Citizen. Still no new stuff. I'm still not on the multiplayer part of it, but I'm still absolutely loving it. I still haven't beat Wave 8 yet, but I keep getting there more often, so I guess I'm getting better. And yeah, just so much fun. Loving that game. Can't wait. I'm reading up on all the lore, and
dear God,
found someone that had transferred it all to an EPUB version, so I was reading that in the bath earlier, and yeah, it's good. What can I say? Really like it. Can't wait to play more of it.
On my segment, I haven't been playing Star Citizen.
No, but what have you been playing?
Games. Yeah, I'm not going to start off with the showstopper. So, on one of the, I think it was this weekend, I think it was Saturday. They put it on sale. They put a bunch of different game development kind of software stuff.
Oh yeah.
And one of them was, this was just character creator. I guess you can use in Team Fortress and stuff like that. But I just want to kind of play around making characters of real people I know. Dan, you're going to be one of them. I don't want to be making the penis. That's going to be weird. Anyway, it's Fuse. It's called Fuse, and basically you take, you basically take the different parts of the body. You take, the head you start off with, then you go with the torso, then the arms and legs and stuff. You have to put all those on. You can pick different looking types of body parts and stuff. They have a zombie one, which is kind of weird. I didn't do it for too long. Just made my first character, and you know how hard it is to make boobs look right?
No, I've never tried.
You never tried creating boobs? Because wow, is it hard. I want them to be round, and you look pointy, and the nipples stick out 3 inches. And I was stop moving like that, and I don't know, they just don't look realistic enough, and they look weird, and I can't get them the shape right.
Hang on, wait, you're giving me boobs?
No, this was a female character. So it was the first character they put it as, so I just kind of played with that. Yeah, play with the boobs. Man, like, I spent so much time just trying to get the boobs to look normal, because whenever you put the clothes on in the end, I went back and worked on the boobs because the shirt looks so weird. I was like, oh, they look okay, and then I got to that part, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So I got it to where it looks right, and I didn't notice it, I guess, while I was creating it, but like, they were pointing upwards. And the shirt was like pointing up, kind of, and it was kind of creepy. But like, you get to play with all the different parts of, like the biceps, the fingers, the toes, the nose. On the head, there's so many different things you can do. I made like a gnomish looking head at first, and then I went back on it. Oh, and I can't make Courtney because I can't make the boobs big enough.
Oh. Can you make everything else smaller?
You can make a midget and stuff like that, I guess, if that's what you're talking about.
No, it's just like the length of the torso and the legs and things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then the boobs would look bigger.
Yeah, you can make... It's kind of weird because I accidentally made like the torso half its size. It looked kind of creepy. Like the boobs were right next to the belly button. So it looked like a little like O face.
Grandmother elf.
Oh, yeah, but it was a lot of fun just playing around with that, trying to get a character to create. Like, you can do a whole bunch of different things, put different like facial hair and stuff all over. If it was a male guy, then put it on the girl because that would have been weird. And then you can put it into you like transfer it to their it's called like Maximo or something like that, and then it transfers your character into it, and then like they can walk, like you can have them walk around and stuff like that. And I didn't get to do really much of that. I just kind of watched them walk, but like I don't know if you can put it in the games or stuff like that. But another one of those things on the sale that I really wanted to get, because it was like 50% off, but it was still like $125. I was asking Jason if he was getting it, and he said, I don't have the money. I was like, oh, because if you would have picked it up, probably would have made me get it. Yeah, because it's like one of those things where, you know, you can, at least what I've seen from like videos of like people making games and stuff like that, where like it's where they have like a like not tiles, but like we'll say speech bubbles, except they're rectangular. But like it branches out and stuff like that, and you can have like the dialogue coming in at a certain time and whatnot. And like I think you can create the characters and everything in it, so that's really cool, and I like to play around with that. Completely different than RPG Maker VX Ace, because you know it's like 3D modeling and shit, so that'd be cool to play around with. But I didn't pick it up. I need to sell a little bit of money since I spent so much on the Steam sale anyway. Spent so much on other people, didn't get to get much for myself. Even though I had like 90% of the games I saw on the sale. But I guess I'll just say this real fast. I bought so many people putt-putt. You
are evil.
I've had a few people curse me out. Actually, it's funny because the Everyday Gamers guys, since they have kids and stuff like that, I know Chris Holy Headshot. He's doing this thing. It's I don't know. It's like kids play games or something like that. I'll have to see what it's called. But he's gonna figure out how to stream it, and he's gonna play that with his kids, or have his kids play that, because I think it's just his kids playing it. And I told him he has to play it. He can't just have his kids play it. And I think Meef J, he actually played it. And I also got oh crap, what's his name? Well, it's saying Killjoy, but Travis. I got it for him, and he's like, "No, you bastard!" And he actually played it, and he's like, "Please, no more putt-putt." Oh shit! Oh,
so you're gonna get him the rest, right?
Yes. Like I think there's probably still on sale, like half off right now. So if you wanted it, it's a day late whenever you hear this, or 2 days if you don't want to pick it up Monday night. You won't be getting it for half off. But I did pick up one for myself, and I still haven't played through it. What is wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
But yeah, another one that I was like, oh, it's half off. I might as well get that. So, yeah, I can't even remember what it's called. I think it's Enters the Race is what it is.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll be playing that one. So far, Travels Through Time, I think, is the best looking one. I'll have to look at this one. Best looking, Dan. Graphically best looking. Shut up. But other than that, I did. Man, I got so many games. I'm like, what should I play? What should I play? And I think the Everyday Gamers guy said this on the last podcast, like scrolling through games, or maybe it was the Game Enthused whenever we were on it. But, oh yeah, it was because they were talking about I can't remember his name, but he's like level 100 and he has every single game.
Oh yeah, he's got
15,000 games on Steam. Oh god, yeah. But like saying, just scrolling down through the list, and I do that so often whenever I'm like, man, what do I want to play real fast? I don't want to spend much time in it. And Dan's like, play this, play this. I was like, I don't listen to Dan very often. Even though I do want to play like Enslaved and Call of Juarez and Marlow Briggs and shit like that. I just wanted to play for like half an hour. So
you can play them for like half an hour or an hour.
But if I play those ones, like, I'll play it and then want to play more. I'm like, man, I gotta get off, or I want to get off, or whatever. So I picked up Evoland and played that again. I think it's been about a year since I put that back in. I really enjoy that game because what Evoland does is it starts you off like as basic as you get, like Final Fantasy 1-ish. And like Legend of Zelda, like the first Legend of Zelda. And then you get chests, and it keeps upgrading the game to make it look better and play better and do all this stuff. Like, one of the things it does is, first you're just moving, like, you can only move, like, left, right, up, or down. And then you get the one where you can move, left, right, up, down, up, left, up, right, stuff like that. And then, like, the graphics get better, and they put in more gameplay stuff like that.
And the music changes as well.
Yeah, the music gets better. Oh, man. It's so good.
It's a cracking idea.
Oh, they did it really good. And, like, showing a bunch of different kinds of games. If you play these games, you know what these games look like. You're like, wow, it looks like this now. And, like, it went from, like, Final Fantasy 1, Legend of Zelda 1, up to like right now it's one, because they did it differently. They have the like action adventure where you're like hack and slashing, and then they have the like turn-based combat, like Final Fantasy style games and stuff like that. And I went into this area, and they where you do like the hacky slashy stuff, and you had hearts at the beginning, and now I got a chest that made it give me a like health pool, so
yeah.
Like Diablo style and like, torchlight and stuff like that. So now it looks like that, and instead of being like reduced by a quarter heart or whatever, it goes by like how much you have.
Yeah.
So you see your health pool drain, or you're picking up all this stuff to replenish your health and stuff. And then I got like ambient lighting, and I can't remember what the other lighting they said was, but like you just see everything change right there. There's a light that was like, it was glowing, but it didn't have anything coming off it, and say it was purple. Well, then you get the lighting, and then it radiates off of it, and you got like a purple field around this light, and it looks so much better. And you're like, wow, I didn't know this. If you went like playing games of the years, you probably didn't notice it, but whenever it's like thrown in your face right away from game,
oh.
Oh man, it looks so much better. They do throw a bunch of different stuff into the game, giving nods to all the games that they're kind of showing these the progression through, and I want to play more of it, and I don't even know why I stopped because I loved it so much, and I just like shinies, all those games. Other than Evoland, Urban Trial Freestyle, I put like an hour in the game, if not more, the other day, and it's a lot of fun. I wish what it does, Trials did, where they put a full ghost of a person in, and it's not even like your friends, it's just like, I guess they call them track masters or whatever, you're trying to race against them. I beat them once, I was like, yes! So I don't know if I'm like top person, or I doubt it. There's no way. But I actually beat the person they had in there, so I was like, yeah. So I was excited. And then they got some cool things, like you gotta do flips or longest jump and stuff like that. And you realize like you have to have a better bike and come back and do that to actually beat that out. And that kind of counts toward your score for the end of the level, and you get stars and stuff like that. And it's really cool. I'll probably play more of it. It's not as hard as Trials yet in the later levels, so yay. Because that shit just pisses me off. Another thing I played was Forces. Steve picked it up for me on the Steam sale, and it is so... okay, that maybe made it sound like it was like going to be really good. It's really it's really cool. Basically like Diablo style and Torchlight and stuff like that. Probably more along the lines of Torchlight than Diablo, I would say. But like health pool and stuff like that. And then like you hold down the left mouse button to make them attack. And I got a dual wielding kind of person, roguelike. Yay. And he's just like stab and all this stuff. And I played through by myself, and then I played through more with Steve. And doing the kind of co-op-iness in this one place we did, like you have to call your... I can't even remember what the hell they call them. There's like this spirit-looking thing that's following you, and then you can call it with like this space bar, I think. And there's something we had to explode something, but we had to make it go and not hit these walls. It was basically like a spirit bomb thing. Like he would stand in one place, I'd stand in another. I'd call it, then he'd call it back to make sure it didn't hit anything, and then I'd call it back after I got in position. And we just kept doing that back and forth until we got because like some things you have to go through a little tiny maze to get the blow up, and that was really cool playing like that. But like I was getting off because I had to go to work or whatever next day, so I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to, but I'm sure we'll be playing that more because it is a lot of fun. And I also played Bastion. I don't think I talked about on the last show. I finally picked that up on the Steam sale because I have it on 360 and I got probably halfway through the game, but I was like, I don't feel like playing on that. I'll just play it on the PC. So even though I have my Xbox hooked up and it's in the room. But I started playing that, and man, that game is so goddamn beautiful. It looks so good, and I really loved like how it plays and all that stuff, and going for all the upgrades, little trial things or whatever that you can do to get parts to upgrade. And yeah, I definitely want to beat it, and then I'll go on the Transistor and stuff. And then I also play a little bit of Trials Fusion, doing the whole G4TE Trials, whatever the challenge they kind of have. And I did pretty good. I beat them.
Son of a...
I found a little exploitive thing or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Little help thing that you can use in the level to shoot you farther along. And I was trying to do it with other people's ghosts after I beat the end the second time, to try to get like how fast they're going. And yeah, no, it's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen because
there's quite a few hackers.
Well, I wasn't even talking about that one. There was one for a level. It was .0029 or something like that. Well, it was 0 seconds, like .029. And I was like, okay. So I did it just as a joke. And the guy's going along. He's going slower to me. And like in the end, I just like tried to slow down so I could see where he was going. And then like in the end, I just gave up. I was like, he's going too slow. Go to the end, and he's already there. And then I'm like, I don't know, 6 seconds ahead of him or something like that by the end. And it says, like at the very end, it's like negative 38 seconds or whatever you are behind. And I was like, screw you. But I did one that was like, I think I did one that was 34, and they still like glitched or something at the end. I tried like a 36-second one, and those are more real because they are like spot on, just flying across the screen. And they like, no matter what, in the end, they just like fly ahead because they hit everything perfectly. So I'm guessing that's like the real probably times. I want to see somebody at 34 seconds for real do it, because I don't believe you at all. On sheer pressure, by the way. But yeah, I like doing that. I don't like the hard stuff. I actually never beat the game because I was so pissed off in the end. I may try again, but yeah, I'm not even gonna. Yeah. If I don't make it in the first 300 tries, I don't want to do it.
Whereas I just keep playing it. I'm like, come on, okay, I've got this bit down. Go on to the next bit and then get back to the beginning. And I'm like, damn, I can't do this bit again.
Yeah, whenever you're in the last spot and like you hit your 500th try, and then you go back and try it again, and you're like 10 minutes in, and you're like, you know what, I'm done. Screw you. I hate it. But the last game I want to talk about, because apparently nobody else loves it except for Greasy Fish Lips, so shout out to him because he's awesome. And he has good taste in games. Maybe he has a Wii U. But anyway, Murdered Soul Suspect.
You didn't say it right.
What do you mean I didn't say it right?
Murdered Soul Suspect. Or, you know, like the... Yeah.
Murdered Soul Suspect. And I hate you, Dan. Ruined the game for me now. I don't know. Worst game ever. But I beat the game today, this morning. Hopped on, played for an hour, and finished it. I was actually pretty close to the end. I would have beat it a lot sooner if I didn't have to pull up a guide to find the last damn collectible thing, because I could not find it at all. Had no idea where it was. I was like freaking out. But yeah, like went through the level, and I looked upstairs, downstairs, middle stairs, main floor.
Main floor under the rug.
Yeah. And like I looked at this, and this video was 8 minutes long. I was like, got that one, and then like eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow him because I'll get lost by the end. And it's like right next to the door to the place outside, basically. Like I had to go through one wall, another wall, and I think I actually got close to it before, but for some reason, like turnaround went backwards. I don't know. But this last collectible thing was in this. He's like, go through this wall, and then keep going through the other wall. I'm like, damn it, it's right there. But I didn't collect everything in the game, but I did do all the little side story things where somebody like talks to you and tells you what's going on. And I really enjoyed those. Those were cool, to get stories out of the stuff. And for people that don't know, this takes place in Salem. It's basically the story in the end, it definitely has dealings with the witch trials and everything, like stuff like that. Like it's kind of connected to that, but like loosely and strongly kind of connected, I guess you could say. But it's really, really cool. Whenever you go through, you got different places, there are different ghosts. And by the end, like I said last time, that they had like different ghosts you could help out and stuff like that. And I didn't like find any at the end to help out. I think I missed 2. I think there were like 11 in the whole game or something like that. I can't remember what the hell they called them. But and I found out he smokes his cigarette a lot more than just in cutscenes. Like he has a cigarette out like the whole fucking game. I'm like looking, he's like, you go into these little investigation things in the places that you go into, and like you'll see, you'll turn the camera around him or whatever, and you'll see him holding a cigarette. And I'm like, where do you get this thing from? But in the end, like the ending of the story is like, what? You're like, holy shit, what? It's really interesting, and I didn't see it coming at all. So, yeah, if you started playing it, you should stick to it. Mr. Murphy's Law. Apparently, Greg didn't find it as it didn't catch him. I think it's because I like what's it, LA Noire, like the murder mystery style games. And I don't know, it's really cool. And like you're running around as a freaking ghost. How cool is that? You can run through walls except for any building. Because you have to be let inside, which is very interesting concept. And like, they explain like at the very beginning why you can't just run into anything, because Salem is like consecrated to the teeth.
Yeah.
Even vaginas are consecrated. Can't get into those.
Dude.
I killed Dan. But game is awesome. I really enjoyed it. Since apparently a lot of people aren't into that, or if you're into like the murder mystery stuff, you should probably pick it up, definitely. But if not, get it on like a sale. I would say half off, like $25-$30. Yeah, that's it for games I've been playing and Dan has been playing. Oh, and by the way, we tried to get a lot of people on this podcast, but everyone's busy or doing stuff. And shout out to Meef J, Lee, Mr. Tired. Actually, basically the whole Everyday Gamers I asked. Apparently Eric's working, and Chris didn't get back to it. He's probably working or something too.
Have I just passed out and woken up at the end of the show?
Yes. I didn't want to shut him off the end because I didn't make it. And Amaryllis, Nicole, she has family around. And it was funny because her excuse was, I could do my show because they left for the night. Make them leave tonight. All right. But that's it for our first segment of the show. We're going to play some music, take a little break, and we'll be back with some news. We're back and it's time for some news. So I'm going to let Dan take the first one. And go ahead, Dan.
Well, apparently Destiny is expected to sell, not a huge amount, but not bad for a brand new IP, 10 to 15 million copies, according to some analysts somewhere, which works out to something between $600 to $900 million, which is pretty nice, and should sell more than Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I have doubts about that, because I don't even think Halo 3 sold that much.
No, but there's a lot of people excited about it. But then, if you compare it with Mario Kart Wii, which was one of the best-selling games in history, that sold through more than 35.5 million copies. So, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has shipped, but hasn't sold 33 million copies. So it's not a huge amount, but it's still quite a lot.
The global sales of Halo 3 were 11.91 million.
Yeah.
So they are shooting for the stars on their name.
Oh, yes. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much it goes for.
That wizard, he came from the moon.
Yeah, the projection is based on the pre-orders and might be a bit skewed in Destiny's favour because, the whole beta pre-order, access to the beta by pre-ordering is is enticing people to pre-order it, whereas not any of the other games that are kind of high on that list really have that, and it's another thing like pre-ordering. Woo.
Well, that's where they get their we should be selling a lot.
Yeah. It's how they get some of their market research done and stuff like that. But it's just anyway.
It's really good. I want to play it.
Yeah, I'd like to play it, but as they've said that it's not going to be coming out on PC, and if it does, it won't be for quite some time.
But it'll look even better.
Well, yeah, but they still haven't flatly said no. They're just saying they're working too hard on, the console releases at the moment to do anything like that, which probably means no. But
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 sold 14.24 million across everywhere.
So yeah, well, I guess we'll see. It's always nice to see what these so-called experts reckon things that are going to be. How many people are going to buy them and stuff. I'm not entirely sure how they know, but I guess that's why they went to uni and stuff. But yeah, what have we got next?
More Watch Dogs news. It's not exactly news. It kind of they're saying how it. I guess there is a mod now that unlocks all that stuff that came up a few weeks ago about. Or a week ago, I can't remember whenever it was now, that Watch Dogs had this stuff kind of hidden in the code for the graphic settings. Yeah. That are supposed to make it as good as it looked at E3 2 years ago and stuff like that. And this is a bunch of screenshots they're showing of how good it can look. And the GTA 5 trailer where they show the PS3, I think it is, and PS4 version, it's night and day. It looks amazing, and it does look a lot better with this mod, and I think this will be the first mod I ever get to make it look just so much better, because it really does look good. The lighting, all this different stuff. It's like Evoland. Lighting makes such a difference in a game, and then the higher textures and stuff like that, and the hat they have Aiden in looks weird for him in these screenshots. But yeah, it looks really good, and I have to get it because I want it to look this good. I mean, it looks fine as it is, but man, if I can make it look this much better, I will. Of course, I say that, and I still haven't even gotten Skyrim mods and stuff like that, which I just saw one of those today. That made Skyrim look so realistic. All those high textures and everything. Oh, man. But that's really it. Look at this link in the show notes to see all these pictures and just how it looks. I wish they kind of had a side-by-side of stuff to show how it looked. I'm sure there's a video out there somewhere of it. I would not doubt the internet. But yeah, that's really it for that one, Dan. You can take the next one.
Well, sleeper game cult hits Afro Samurai is getting a sequel on the next gen consoles. We've got to stop calling them that. They're current gen consoles.
Yeah, they're current gen.
Yeah.
It's been long enough.
The original Afro Samurai was released in 2009 for 360 and PS3.
Actually, I can't say that because if you don't have it, it's still next gen.
Well, yeah. No, it's the current generation, so it is this gen. It just doesn't matter if you've got it or not. It's how people have got it. So yeah. Anyway, Afro Samurai. If you didn't play it, and not a lot of people did, it was pretty cool actually. It had had its own manga and anime series, which starred and was produced by Samuel L. Jackson.
I think the anime series took place before the game.
Yeah, it did. And the story for the whole thing wrapped up ages ago, but and the franchise has been kind of quiet ever since. But yeah, there's a Afro Samurai 2 coming out at some point in the future. I don't know if Jackson's going to be in it or not. We don't know much about it at all, apart from the fact that it's going to have a brand new story and focus on Kuma, a character who wears an adorable bear mask while fighting.
Aww. See, like, nickname Pedo Bear.
Yeah. But, publishers of the Banner Saga vs. Evil confirmed the game's existence. And it's being produced by David Robinson. The original game's producer David Robinson has picked up the license and he's working with it with his new studio, Redacted Games. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I rather enjoyed Afro Samurai. Never completed it, but it was good fun.
Oh, I still never played it.
Yeah, I do mean to complete it, but I'm not sure if my Xbox will turn on. So it's been so long. I'm kind of like, well, it's a bit like Schrodinger's cat at the moment. It either works or it doesn't work, and as soon as I press that button, I'll know one way or the other.
It's going to turn on. It's going to be like, this console will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Yeah, or there'll be like one hell of an update.
Or it's going to sound like that graphics card in your PC.
That's not the graphics card. That's the CPU.
Oh yeah, no, that's Steve's.
Yeah,
graphics card that takes off like a goddamn jet engine. Anything else with Afro Samurai?
No, I'm just interested. Maybe it'll turn up on PC and I'll get to play it.
I still need to watch Afro Samurai. I never watched it yet, and I'm a big anime person.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's just, there's a lot of Samuel L. Jackson. So, yeah.
Everyone loves Samuel L. Jackson.
Anyway, what's up next, Gary?
I couldn't find, really relevant stuff, so I picked all the awesome, weird stuff. Like this. And everyone that listens to this podcast knows me. A Titanfall statue, and if I didn't have enough with the first one, there's another one. And this one doesn't cost too much. I'll get into the cost in a little bit. I think it's this isn't even anything with the real model. It's probably just concept for the model of it. I don't know, because they don't say much about it. But it shows the Titan and everything, and then its cockpit opens up and shit, and that's awesome. And if I can put my little pilot guy in there and be like, "Hello there," and put him in and. That sounds so dumb. Oh, man. But apparently it's... this is based on listing price for Play Arts Kai figures. Because, I'm guessing this one... It says they're guessing it'll retail about $100. But this says up at the top... Wait. Oh, shit. This isn't even... Okay, so this Titanfall toy apparently is $100. But there's another one out there. So I guess I can get that one. $100 isn't bad. I mean, how much do they pay for this one? $250 or something like that.
Well, you got the game as well.
Yeah, I got the game, so I guess $100 isn't bad. But apparently there's another one that's like completely movable, and the pilot does sit in the seat. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to put this one in there too. Yeah, this one that I'm looking at here sells for about. Oh, it lights up too. I'm sold. Okay. Look, even the pilot is 6 inches tall, and the Titan's just about as tall as the one I got here. Oh, it lights up blue and red also? Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez, man.
And yeah, this one goes
You
for
don't even play Titanfall that much anymore.
Nobody wants to play it with me. Oh, I'm like 2 weeks later, I'm pre-ordering it too. No! It's $430. I'm just gonna say
Oh, that's
now.
a deal.
Yeah. I probably won't be picking it up. Unless I pay off my bill on my Amazon credit card, because this is on Amazon. Hell yeah. Just put it on the credit card. I plan on spending a lot on figures in my future, because there's all those like first 4 figures out there that I really want to get, like the Legend of Zelda ones and Metro ones, and they look really cool. So, yeah, I would like to have everything, but until Courtney gets some money coming in, I'm kind of restricted, but I still like to spend money. So, yeah, Titanfall figures are cool looking. Just gonna say. Dan, take the next news.
Well, the next bit is it's one for all the racers out there that have a PlayStation. Basically, the governing body of motorsport worldwide, the FIA, has done a deal with Polyphony, whatever, and Gran Turismo. So there's going to be a worldwide online championship coming to Gran Turismo, which sounds pretty damn cool, because, you know, racing games on consoles and PCs are getting much, much closer to reality. And obviously this is a kind of thumbs up from the world governing FIA to say, oh, actually, yeah, we recognise this. And
they're only realistic if you get a wheel and everything.
Well, true, but, you know, the people playing those will be definitely playing with wheels and pedals. And
definitely on top people are going to be.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so to mark the start of the collaboration, Gran Turismo 6 will become the first ever video game to feature FIA certified content. Gran Turismo 6 will launch which launched later last year, has been granted an FIA certification for 4 of the game's tracks. The circuits have been recreated in intricate detail, and the track inspection for each was conducted by FIA officials who visited the development studio in Tokyo just to check out the models and see whether they accurately compared to the FIA standards. So that's pretty nuts. I'm not entirely sure what, if there are any prizes or anything going in. There was a competition a while back where people actually got a proper drive for a proper racing team as a result of playing Gran Turismo. So
you would think they'd have to have something if they're going to make this a big thing.
Well, yeah, but it might well be a step in for a lot of other people to get into actual motorsport.
Now, did you see the picture in this article with the I don't know which guy that is, but I'm guessing he's one of the I don't know, presidents or something of something. He's actually playing it with like 3 gigantic screens in front of him and the wheel and all that. That looks pretty awesome. Yeah, let me just put that in my house. Oh man, that looks like a cool setup. But yeah, they have to have something to give people, for this crazy championship.
And well, it'd be cool if they did it, every year as well, so there was still a chance of winning. Yeah, and you get new drivers coming through and stuff.
Like NASCAR.
But yeah, still no word on what the tracks are going to be. So keep your eyes out if you want to have a chance of winning that. As for Xbox owners, terribly sorry. You'll have to get a PS4
I
or
wonder
PS3.
if Bongo picked up Gran Turismo. I wonder if he's a Gran Turismo guy as well, or if he's just like the Forza guy, because I know he does all the Forza stuff. He'll probably be in this, because apparently he's really good at it, or at least in the community he's really good.
Yeah, there's some crazy good drivers.
I would love to know somebody that actually won.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Like, oh man. Oh, shut him out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, someone we know. So everyone should listen to the podcast now. We'll get him on the podcast too. Be like, you just won, yeah. Anything else with Forza? Or sorry, Gran Turismo?
No, not really. Just keep an eye out. There's probably going to be plenty of stuff about that as and when it gets closer to actually happening. So yeah, cool. Gary, take the next one.
So, Dan, have you ever seen Forrest Gump?
Stupid is, stupid does.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm guessing most people that have are listening to this podcast have probably watched Forrest Gump. Did you ever want a video game made out of Forrest Gump?
I didn't want this video game made. It's horrible. It looks like there's a BBC Top Gear game, and you have to like race from the Stig and jump obstacles to collect coins, and it looks just like that, except it's not.
It's an endless runner, so
yeah.
I mean,
you swipe left and right and jump, and I love this first comment. Oh man, I can't wait to play the part where Jenny gets AIDS.
Oh, God. Yeah, I just wanted to read this first part of this little article out. It says, if ever there was a movie that lent itself to the endless runner genre, it's 1994's Tom Hanks classic Forrest Gump. And apparently, it's called Run, Forrest, Run. And it's got at least, I don't know. I can't tell exactly, because this one picture looks like it's older him, and one picture looks like it's younger him with braces on his legs and stuff. I wonder if they fall out, you start the game, you start as his younger self, and then he starts running, and then the braces fall off, and he starts getting older and everything. I'm gonna have to get this game.
When's it coming out?
I don't think it says, does it? No, not that I see. Yeah. Well, apparently it's not out yet, and I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know, maybe it's coming to iOS and it'll never reach Android, or it'll reach Android eventually. I think it has that, I don't know, Telltale kind of feel to it, except more cartoony than shaded. Apparently
it looks like arse.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, it's cartoony. But apparently he swipe left, right, dodging obstacles, and I guess you swipe up, and there's coins on the screen, and you just keep running, kind of like Temple Run and stuff like that. And for those people who like those games, and you like Forrest Gump, you'll probably pick it up. No, you're not probably going to pick it up.
Life is like a free-to-play game. If you want the good stuff, you have to pay up.
Games are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Except if it's Call of Duty. Oh, man. Yeah, but, hopefully a game comes out, because I'm going to pick it up and play it for 5 minutes and put it down. But yeah, it does look kind of funny. And I can't believe this game came out. Well, I don't even know what you do with a Forrest Gump game other than ping pong or something. Or play the mini game where Jenny gets AIDS.
You get shot in the butt.
Yeah, I got shot in the buttocks. Oh, jeez. Yeah, probably gonna get hate mail.
Hey, at least there'll be some mail.
I know. Maybe we'll get a voicemail about it. Like, remember you talked about Forrest Gump? I hate you. Never gonna listen to you. I don't think we'll make fun of it too bad. It was a good movie. Love that movie. It was awesome. Anyway, that's it for Temple Gump. Take the next piece.
Okay, well, it turns out one of the bits I thought was the best bit out of the ideas debuted on for the Xbox One was the family sharing, and that kind of all got taken away because people complained about the online stuff and everything else. And but it looks like apparently it's still in the future for the console and might be coming at some point. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Xbox head Phil Spencer said, we looked at the digital features that we had talked about last year, and as a gamer, there were a lot of those features I think really resonated and were smart features for people who really have a lot of games and maybe play on a couple of consoles or have a bunch of people in the house. As I look at our monthly update roadmap, those kind of features are in our roadmap. There's still a little bit of there's a bit of a challenge now that you've got DRM on a disc, he added. Yeah, DRM does suck, especially when it's on a disc. So yeah, it remains to see what they're going to do with it and how they're going to implement it. Obviously, that always-on connection idea apparently was unworkable, but my PC's always connected to the internet, so it's not an issue for me. Okay, my connection's a bit crappy at the moment, but it's still connected. But yeah. Could be good news. Could actually never happen. But we'll see. Now they're getting rid of the Connect required stuff, and they've just got to work around the DRM mistake. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And I guess there's probably a few Xbox One owners out there that'll be quite happy to hear this. So, yeah. Hope it comes for you. Good luck. And all that. Doesn't bother me at all in the slightest. Gary, what have you got next?
So, I started reading over this article to kind of get what I was going to say. And then I came across this part in the article. Apparently this guy named Chris Jagger from Lifehacker Australia journalist, I guess he's interviewing this guy. And this thing says... famous on the internet for the time he created, then ate a placenta pizza using his daughter's actual placenta. God, I've heard people, a famous person being, starts with Tom, Mission Impossible.
No, Cruise, the short guy.
Tom Cruise. Yeah. Tom Cruise eating, the placenta, and me and my cousin talking about, that would be kind of weird and cool to do. Not sure if I'll ever do it. I may grill up a placenta. I've watched people do it. I mean, apparently it's very nutritious, and it came from your wife's body. So if you ever want to eat her, that's the way to do it.
I don't feel well at all now.
You don't want to go to your local pizza shop and eat a placenta?
No.
Placenta pizza. And it looked very burnt, and yeah. But I don't think I don't know, want to eat that, per se. I'd slice it up into steaks. And we've lost every listener. So we're going to get into this, and apparently this guy asks, it doesn't even say who he asks, it just says, oh, there it is. You know what they should do in Alien Isolation? Every time you die, they should ban you from playing Alien Isolation for a day. Oh, man, that would be horrible. And this article is about should more video games punish players for dying? And I kind of did this for Mr. Teflon Jason because he was talking about a game where, like, you know, you die, you get hard, it gets harder and stuff like that, kind of like Dark Souls and games like that. I thought this would be an interesting article to go over. He says, the idea offered me to begin with, I associated delay play with the very worst type of free-to-play excess. I'm reminded of Real Racing 3 and how it stopped me from playing.
Real Racing 3.
Yeah. Well, started from playing, it says Real Racing 3 with its begging bowl demanding I pay to not wait for whatever specified time. It's like, yeah, I hate free-to-play.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate free-to-play if it's done right, but if, I don't mind advertisements, but, man, if you're saying, like, hey, you should buy this, and buy this, I'm like, go to hell.
Yeah, if you've got a time gate for stuff, and it's like that god-awful implementation of Dungeon Master, where, you know, it would take you all your life to actually finally create a dungeon. You know, blocks would take so long to destroy if you didn't pay for it. It's freaking ridiculous. And Real Racing 3, that pisses me off at times. It's like, oh, got to service your car. And I'm like, okay. What I tend to do is play those kind of games at night when I'm just about to go to bed. And then...
whenever it tells you, it's like, okay, I can fall asleep now.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, can't do any more. Go to bed.
That's what I should do. That actually sounds like a good idea.
It's how I play Trials Fusion and that CSI game that I've been playing on my phone.
Speaking of that, I still need to play more of that game because it's actually got a story.
Yeah, and I'm kicking your ass in all of it.
Probably. I still got you on that one track in Trials Fusion. Man. But yeah, actually, I've never heard of that dungeon game you said. Like, what's it do? Is it just stop you, like, every minute or something like that? Or, like,
I haven't actually played it, but I have read about it, and basically you have to mine these blocks so you can make your dungeon. And it takes so long to do without paying. It's, you know, ridiculous. It just takes all the enjoyment out of the game. And if you actually want to get anywhere, you'd have to give them money.
And then, I guess we'll get into this. There's a difference, or they say in this article, there's a difference between pretending a game has consequences, literally pretending, and actually pulling back the curtain with the strange truth, death in video games. For the most part, has no consequences. Like in, they say, Prince of Persia, the newest one, where like the secondary character that is in the game, Elika. Yeah, whenever you go to fall your death, she just pulls you right back up, and there is no dying in the game. Like, you cannot die, no way possible, because like she's special and floaty and shit. And I actually never beat that game, surprisingly, because I really enjoyed it, and it looks really cool. But yeah, kind of like that game. And then you got your games like Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2 and Demon Souls and stuff, where like whenever you die you lose health, and you know the only way to kind of get your health back and stuff. I do have a ring that gives me my health. I don't get affected by the death thing for my health. And yeah, you know, you have. I can't remember if you buy it or you have to find it. I think you can buy it. So I bought that ring because I'm like, man, I'm not having this low health shit. And, like, the only way you can get your health back other than that is, like, bring back your humanity, which people can then invade you and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it's like, oh, you're screwed either way. Well, unless you don't mind getting invaded and you're really good and you can kill the people that invade you and stuff. Speaking of that, like, I saw videos of this guy that trolls people. In Dark Souls 2, he'll kill the enemy. He'll put on all their clothes or armor or whatnot, and then take their place and just stand there. And the person's like running back and forth right past, and don't even notice he's there. It's hilarious. I need to show you that video. Yeah, you know, whenever games actually have consequences, like, it makes it shit. Not shit in a bad way, shit in, like, you know, harder, and and you're like more worrisome and more cautious, and whenever they're like those games that FTL, right, has it as well, like you get one life and it lasts as long as you can, and when you die you start over from the beginning. Kind of like Rust and stuff like that as well, where you die, you lose all your items, unless you have like a house and you can teleport back there whenever you die, and you have stuff in your crates and stuff. But yeah, those or like roguelikes as well, like Rogue Legacy, that kind of stuff. You're scared to die, and you're going to die because it's hard enough that it's like, even if you're good, you have to be way better than good.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be punishments in Star Citizen for dying. If you don't have insurance, you'll have to buy a ship to replace it and stuff like that. So
I am never not having insurance. Never, ever. Because I do not want to lose my guy. Especially, if you're playing with real people, you're always going to be worse than somebody. So somebody's going to kill you and screw you over, and it's going to happen to me. I know it. I'm going to be shit at flying. And then, like, I'm going to go after this one guy, and, somebody's going to shoot me in the ass. And I'm like, no! That was my last on the insurance. What am I going to do? And this guy says, like, I think I enjoy being punished. And I think, it is cool to be punished for dying, because it does give you that extra, I guess you could say, adrenaline. Like, if you're in a really heavy, I don't know, firefight or something, and you're just like, oh god, the guy's around the corner, what am I going to do? I'm out. I got 5 bullets left. But yeah. And I don't know anything about Alien Isolation, how the death works. I'm guessing it's just going to be like Amnesia and stuff where you start from the checkpoint. So, there is a horror game, I can't remember what it is, that you do, like, start over from the beginning once you die. And you have to keep going through and stuff like that. Because, like, those games would probably be a lot more scary if you had to start from the beginning. Because, that one monster or whatever comes out from the corner, and you see it, and you're just like, run! Yeah, and then it kills you, and you're like, no, 10 hours! Yeah, but I don't know. I enjoy punishment because that definitely gives you another reason to not want to die. Because there are people that, actually, I can do this with Halo. Whenever me and my cousin or whatever would play on Legendary, either me or him, like, we'd take turns kind of doing it. We'd do the going guns blazing, and, like, try to take out as many as possible. And then the other one stays back because all you do is spawn next to the guy after you die. So, or they do have a workaround for that. If you do I can't remember, like, they have the skulls and stuff. If you turn on one skull, even if, like, one person dies, you go back to the beginning of the level. So they do kind of work around that, but, like, we never played that hardcore. So, yeah, definitely having punishments, I think, is a good idea in games. It makes them a lot more fun. At least for me, some people are like, I'm just casual and I don't want to, I don't want to worry that much. And I want to be able to go in and shoot shit up and die and come back and shoot them again. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, it's a tough call. You got to get the balance right. I do find a lot of games far too easy, and they don't feel challenging enough. And yeah, things with permadeath, they do make you worry about what's coming up next. And I still need to play. I can't remember the name of the game now.
I just want to say I don't enjoy permadeath games that much because I don't want to. I don't want to spend that much time in it. I'm not hardcore enough to say, like, yeah, okay, I'll take this and make a little bit further this time. Like, if I play a game, if it's not too hard, maybe, like, to where, you really have to worry, but But if there is permadeath, like, you die and then you have to start over, but it's like because it was your stupid fault that it happened, then that's better than having something just like brutally hard, and you may never make it to the end.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Did you figure out what that game was?
Path of Exile.
Oh, you're talking about the hardcore or whatever difficulty.
Yeah, with permadeath in it.
Yeah.
I need to give that a go. I think that would be quite fun. But the great thing about that is you can still use your character on the normal mode once you've died with that character.
Yeah, they transfer over to the other league or whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got to give it a go at some point, maybe, if I remember.
I still need to beat it, and then they put the expansion and everything in it. I still haven't done.
Yeah.
But that's it on that piece of news, really, Dan. What do you got last?
Last off, we have a little bit of news from Kerbal Space Program, which I still need to play.
They are still in early access or something, beta.
Yeah. They're experimenting with a partnership program, which will allow people who refer others to the game to receive some cash for helping spread the word about it. There's not a huge amount that I know about it yet. I don't even have Kerbal Space Program, so I'm not going to set up the account to try it out until I get it. But
I do want to play around.
Yeah, it's cool. The program is focused on like externally hosted content, YouTube, live streaming services, mods and stuff. And I don't know if we could actually have it on as a link for us, but no, probably never want to ever use it anyway. But yeah, there's a test program at the moment, and the creators emphasize the fact that they're going to see how it works and decide after a period of time if it's something that they'll continue with. And they reserve the right to cap the number of participants, to change the program, and including editing it. But if you are interested, if you go to whatever the site is, I believe it's affiliates.kerbalspaceprogram.com, you can sign up there and see if you can earn some money from getting people to buy Kerbal.
Everybody likes money.
Exactly. So give it a go. Tell us how it works, or don't, and don't tell us how it works.
Doesn't Lee have it?
He does, yes, but as he doesn't do any streaming or anything, I doubt he's going to
bother signing
up.
All the streaming stuff, okay.
Well, I just don't know how he'll implement getting people to play it.
Twitter and Facebook.
Well, yeah.
Play it. Register here. Make me money. We'll have to tell Aaron from Game Enthused to do it, because he puts up a lot of videos and stuff. He doesn't do streaming, I don't think, but he does put up a lot of videos, so maybe he can get people to buy the game. And make him some more money, because I think in 1 month he made 7 cents off of YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he said it last time he was on. I can't remember. But yeah. Anything else with that, Dan?
Nope, that was it. Small bit of news. Let's move on.
Alright, so we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with Quest of the Week. We got a little question from, of course, Steve. And we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we are back, and it's time, well, I was going to say for the quest, but before we do the quest, we're going to do a little tweet Steve sent out. Hey Gamesmen, Casino31 has said he bought the last Wii U at Best Buy, then had to get Mario Kart 8 elsewhere because they were out. Good sign? And I say yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully it's a good sign, and not just a sign that Best Buy just hadn't got many in because they weren't shifting them.
It's possible, but I'm guessing he couldn't get the Mario 8. I'm guessing he was going for the Mario 8 bundle. I don't know. So you could just get that. But yeah, if those were out, that's good. And all the Wii U's were out, that's even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ecstatic for the Wii U actually picking up sales and stuff because of Mario Kart 8, and them getting more and more good games out there is going to keep selling those consoles, and it's going to be awesome. But other than that, we got our TGM quest and a few people answered, and the first one, the TGM quest was, give us a name for Star Citizen organization, and something kind of on the edge of the law, sometimes going over there and doing bad things, because Dan wants to be a bad person. But the first one was from Mr. Philson Filthy. He says that game's an RPG, #TGM Quest. I see you both as a couple of Ferengi, so guild should be called something like Profitable Venture.
I like that.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
Dan, you take the next one. Or next two from Dan. Or Dan. Steve.
The next one is from Steve, and he says, smuggle truckers or squirrel noughts. I don't want to be reminded of smuggle trucks, so it's not going to be that. We don't have vetoes, but I'm not a fan of that one. Sorry. Squirrel Naught's kind of cool, but doesn't really get the vibe of what we were going for, so it's not really in the kind of area we were looking for. But we'll see.
Wasn't Snuggle Truck supposed to be called Smuggle Truck?
Yeah.
In the beginning? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe smuggle truckers, but
he just gets whenever he said that, I just get the picture of the thumbnail I made for the episode that you were talking about it on. It has like Barack Obama in the back with all the stuffed animals and stuff. And the last one comes from Teflon Jason, and he says, or I should say full thing, Teflon 12, and he says that the game is an RPG, #TGM Quest, maybe something along the lines of War Pig. That sounds cool, right? What do you think, Dan?
Well, maybe War Pigs in space.
War Pig Smuggle Truckers. There we go. Just put them both together. Smother War Pig Truckers. Yeah.
Yeah, so, not too sure about that. What do you think? What's your favourite?
I like the Profitable Venture. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That does sound like a very good organization from... It definitely puts all the ideas together that you were talking about, Dan.
Yeah.
Steve always got those funny things that he has to put in there. And then... my second would be Smuggle War Pig Truckers. We had to put them both together.
But it doesn't really work like that.
Smuggle War Pig Knots Truckers. Truckers, there we go.
That's just horrible. Who let this monkey on the podcast?
I'm just smashing everything together like a chunk of monkey poo and throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
Well, I am in the site now. I'm going to see if we can have Profitable Venture. And if we can't, we'll have to fall back onto a second one.
Yeah, Profitable Venture sounds really cool. That's definitely my top one. And because we said something about somebody winning a game, I'm going to see if I have anything in my Steam library or just kind of something that's on sale on Steam right now to get him. Let me see. I thought I bought a 2-pack of Space. Oh, no, I gave it to somebody, didn't I? Yeah, that's right. I gave Space Hulk to somebody.
Our organisation has been created. I need to edit it and stuff like that.
We can use profitable venture. Sweet.
Yep.
But we're going to go into the cleanup now, and hashtag TGM checks, and Dan, let's take the first one so we can kind of switch it up.
Okay, well, the first one is from Mr. Filthy, and he says, at the Gamesmen RPG, hashtag TGM check, not much time this week, but have been pushing through Wolfenstein on Uber setting. Nice one.
That game is so
I need
awesome.
to finish that at some point.
Just the one! What the hell? Damn you. I hate you so much.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, I do. Man. 5 minutes. After this podcast, if you don't finish, I'm going to...
Dude, I'm going to bed after this. I feel absolutely awful.
Then you're finishing it tomorrow. On your deathbed, you're finishing this. Set up your PC so I can... It actually is like on your deathbed. Anyway, next one. JSS Lifelike. Mr. Awesome Steve Awesome Conger. He says, hashtag TGM check. Played more Marlow Briggs. Some force with... Hey, that's me, Amras89 and Deerwing.
Hey, that's not me.
Because you don't have force, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, let me go on Steam right now and see.
Oh, don't be a fool.
I'm always a fool. And he says, plus, Call of Juarez Gunslinger, smart game that plays to its strengths. And he says, also played more Mario Kart 8, hashtag Mario Kart 8, but this time with Casino31, who finally got around to picking up a Wii U. Yeah. Go Wii U. Rule the world.
The last one is from Teflon12, who says, at the Gamesmen RPG, hashtag TGM check, finished Max Curse of the Brotherhood on Xbox One, played some more Hearthstone, also the demo for Heroes Rise. So yeah, that's about it, I guess.
So I guess we're going to shout outs. Dan, what do you got to, or what? Yeah, what do you got to shout out? Who do you shout out?
Everyone for getting in contact with us, Phil for winning, congratulations. Lee's brother, Ben, he's just got engaged, so congratulations to him. It must be something in that family where they're all getting engaged at the same time.
Shit, we're getting old.
Yep. And yeah, I guess that's about it, because I can't really think of anything at the moment because I feel so ill. What about you, Gary?
For me, we'll take a minute because I gotta make sure this baby's name's right. All right, there we go. Yes, because he said there's gonna be tons of everyday gamers shout outs. So, well, I'll just say everyday gamers, woo. That didn't sound exciting enough. Everyday gamers, woo. But Mr. Meef J, apparently his son, and I can't remember if I said it right last time. I think I did. Because he didn't correct me, so go me. For not screwing up a baby's name whenever they're twins. But he says, Mace is having, I'm just going to read off tweets here. Mace is having his intestinal surgery tomorrow AM. Prayers much appreciated. Then he has his whole praying for Gary and Mason stuff, and Littlest Warrior, and that, and then it says... Heading for surgery at 7:30 a.m. CST. Thanks for all the prayers and support. And then hashtag praying for Gary Mason. And there's a picture attached. Let's look at the picture. Baby! It says hashtag Lowest Warrior out of surgery and in recovery. Thanks for praying him through it. So yeah, he had a surgery. And then there's something with him. So he said something about he's going to have an awesome scar later on. I don't see that here for some reason. Oh, no, there it is. Mace is stable but recovering slowly. At least he'll have a rad scar story. And it's funny because my youngest brother had surgery. I can't remember what it was. It was something with his intestines or stomach or whatever because he couldn't eat as a baby, and he still has a scar. So that kind of reminded me of him. But he's gonna have an awesome scar, and I was like, yeah, scars or women love scars. But yeah, shout out to Jay and his son for making it through his surgery and on his way to recovery and finally going to be able to go home one day. So It'll be very nice. It's been, I don't know, 3-4 months since they were born, and finally gonna have it. Oh, and they have T-shirts you can buy. I'll put a link in there. I may actually even buy one. But yeah, Jay, very, very long shout out again this week. Other than that, God, did I play games with anybody other than Steve? I shout out Steve too much. Go, Steve! Get back on the podcast. Damn you and your shout of adorableness. Yeah, Steve's awesome. Hopefully he comes back on, and maybe if his son gets old enough, he won't have to watch him every night. And if he gets insulation in his ceiling in the basement, that'll be awesome. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have many shout-outs. Shout-outs to my chinchilla that apparently made a wonderful recovery because she is jumping around and got a bath not too long ago. So, yay chinchillas. But that's it for me. Dan, what for the week come?
As ever, I am Hardlydan everywhere, but I'll probably be in bed dying, so don't worry.
Don't worry about me. I'll be a corpse in the ground soon. Yay!
Yeah, so that's, Twitter, Facebook. No, not Facebook. When we're talking about Facebook, yeah. Twitter, Steam, everything. So apart from Facebook and Skype, I like to keep something to myself. So yeah, check me out there. If I'm able to play a game and you want to play something, just let me know. If not, I'll just die quietly on my own. Carrie, what about you?
It's not sad at all. I can't run this podcast on my own. Dan, you can never die because I
have a beard.
Yes, because I'll have to get a new co-host. Speaking of that, I shaved, yesterday. Screw facial, body, hair in general. Amras89 is some places. Alright, let's move on to the next stop. Amras89 is Twitter and Xbox, which screw Xbox until I get an Xbox One. Steam, especially Amras_89, Skype, Amras_89. I don't know, search that. And then Amras1289 is, of course, the Wii U, and look at me there. Oh yeah, Amras89 on Uplay, I believe. Or Amras, just look up Amras89 or Amras_89. I'm probably that there, unless somebody stole it on Nintendo because I got screwed out of my old account. Let's sigh. But yeah, that's it for me. Dan, clean us up.
As ever, you can check us out on Facebook. Put in the Gamesmen RPG, and we'll pop up and click like, and you can see all the photos and stuff that we don't put up there. Really must do that, more stuff on that. But yeah, links to all the podcasts with weird thumbnails. Sometimes it's got the play vault and other stuff. So yeah. But anyway, check it out.
I have no idea how to fix that.
No, neither have I. Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with us, you can always call the RPG hotline. The number for that is 412-62... fuck's sake, I can't even read.
Screwed that up.
Don't forget, if you want to get in contact with us, you can call the RPG hotline. The number for that is 412-267-RPG1. That's 412-267-RPG1.
Yeah, you put me on that, man. You super screwed that up. I can't read in general.
If you don't feel like talking, or you're mute, or you've got a sore throat like me, you can always email us. Our email address is thegamesmanrpg@gmail.com. And of course, if you live in a different country and that phone number would have been far too expensive to call, you can always email us an MP3, or send us a letter, tell us how crap we are at this, anything. Of course, if long worded emails aren't your thing, we do have a Twitter account, and that of course is at the Gamesmen RPG, and we have 2 new followers. Yay! Super Pixel Chris and It's Shiny here. You took your time, didn't you, Shiny? We also have a YouTube channel that actually stuff's going up on now, but not the kind of stuff we need to be putting up there at the moment. It's mainly the shows. So you can go and check that out. I have 3
PM tag-alongs to come up. I actually just did Shovel Knight. I was going to do it today, got busy with housework, and...
Alright, Mr. Ubisoft. Sitting on tag-alongs until we've got the audience.
Speaking of that, I think they're all Nintendo titles too.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to check it out, our YouTube channel is youtube.com/The Gamesmen RPG. There's a theme running here, isn't there? Don't forget on Twitter.
Us.
Yes. Don't forget on Twitter you can use the hashtags TGMCheck and TGMQuest to answer the respective questions that we put up in the show. And we have a Twitch stream which we haven't used for ages. We need to sort that out. So check out. Well, don't bother checking it out at the moment. There's not a lot on there.
You'll see a tweet go up, and you can watch us then. I almost did Shovel Knight today. All I had to do is hit the play button, but I was like, well, I'm just recording this thing. So.
But yeah, there'll be stuff up there at some point. I need better internet connection, and Gary needs to figure out how to use his Elgato properly.
Thank God you got that internet stuff fixed or whatever, because man, if your internet was so bad, the podcast probably wouldn't have happened tonight if it was stayed like that. Or this with a whole lot of me talking and then a robot kind of talking back to me.
Yeah, with the odd cough. It would come through perfectly. Don't forget, if you use iTunes, we'd quite like some new reviews. We haven't had any for ages, and good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Let us know. We do check. That's how we know we haven't had anything for ages. Thanks.
And we get an email every time.
Yeah, we'd love to get some feedback, and see if there's anything we can do that you guys want that we're not doing, or if we're doing too much of something, like, I don't know, ranting on at the end of the show. So I'll just stop now. Give us iTunes reviews. So Gary, take us out of here. I need to go to bed.
Alright, well, that has been our episode 25, if you didn't get what quarter quill was at the beginning of the show. On behalf of Hardlydan, I am Amras. We are the Gamesmen. Until next time, we ask,
what role will you play?
If not fully satisfied with this podcast, please return any portions for a full refund.
So you can run and tell that, homeboy.